so close yet so far. This video is being recorded 5 days away from the release of Dragon Ball FighterZ. My god, my anticipation is ridiculous. I have been craving this game since its announcement, and every piece of detail and information that we get along the way has proven to just exceed expectations. This game doesn't need to be as good as it is. It really doesn't have to be this good. It could just be a nice little game and people would have been happy, but they're going so far above and beyond of what is required, and I think it's because they need to impress non-fighting game fans as well as fighting game fans, but they have done it. I think so. I think anyone who's a fan of either a fighting game or of Dragon Ball Z will like this game, and they will like it a lot. This is going to... They have really not wasted this opportunity to work with a popular franchise like Dragon Ball Z. Arc System Works makes other fighting games. Maybe their idea is that if they put so much effort and make this game a amazing, wonderful game for Dragon Ball Z fans, then maybe people will pick up their other games. Or maybe they just fucking love Dragon Ball Z. I can't tell the difference because there's so much love and dedication thrown into this game. So much effort into this game that it makes you think everyone who works there just fucking loves Dragon Ball Z. And that's what you want from a game like this. You want there to be this really believable illusion that it's not just to make some money. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's a win-win. Bravo to you guys for making such a damn good game. Good job, Arc System Works, and good job, Namco Bandai, for getting Arc System Works to make this game. They could have got anyone else to make a game for them. You know, Dimps has been making games for them for a long time. They made Budokai, they made Xenoverse. And those games are great in their own right. But I'm glad that they went with Arc System Works to make a more traditional fighting game. And I'm glad that they went to make a more traditional fighting game in the first place. That being said, we gotta address the pink elephant in the room, which is obviously the pink girl. Majin Android 21 was announced, and there's already gameplay of her, guys. If you look up Game Informer's, Game Informer actually shows some of like her entire moveset and what she's like in the game. They even showed how her copy ability works, which is, I believe it's her, actually her quarter forward key attack, her X attack. And when she absorbed Goku Black, she was able to do the purple version of the Kamehameha that Goku Black does, which you might not have expected that, but yes, you can do that. And she used an aerial absorption move, and she lost the Kamehameha ability, but she learned Solar Flare. But again, she did that against Goku Black. I'm not sure how she learned Solar Flare from Goku Black, so it might not work exactly how you think. There's 4 slots for draining ki, for like acquiring new moves. There's 4 slots that have different pictures depending on what moves you get. So I'm thinking she actually only has like a certain set number of moves she can learn, and so if you absorb someone who doesn't have a particular move, it might unlock a different move that they theoretically should be able to do. Like, I guess Goku Black would be able to do Solar Flare, but in the game, I don't believe he can actually do that in the game. So, for some of us who are thinking she would be like Rogue from X-Men vs. Street Fighter, or be like Kirby from Super Smash Bros., she might not exactly be like that, but you can gain a bunch of different abilities depending on who you're fighting. So, yeah, just curb your expectations, guys. It might not be one-to-one. Like, if you absorb Piccolo, you get his slow key move. If you absorb Android 18, you get Destructive Disc. If you absorb Frieza, you get his key ball move that travels along the ground. It might not be like that. And that's kind of how I was thinking it would be like. It might be more like, if you absorb any character who shoots Kamehameha or Masenko, she'll learn Kamehameha no matter what. Or it might be if you absorb any character who has, you know, the capacity. If you absorb any character who has the capacity to do Solar Flare, then she might be able to do Solar Flare, even though they don't do it in the game. Like, Tien doesn't do Solar Flare in the game, but if you you better believe he can actually do the solar flare. So, you know, that could be a thing. But by the end of the day, I gotta say, I personally love the idea of it. I think a lot of us wanted Android 21 to be playable. In my video where I talked about the full character roster, I don't know if I made it clear that I wasn't talking about secret characters, but in the video I did say I don't know where Goku Blue and Vegeta will fit on the screen. And later on, I did figure it out in a different video, because you can see it. There's a character select screen that actually shows the blue characters on screen now. But a lot of us speculated that Android 21 would be on the screen because there's an empty slot underneath Beerus. And it doesn't make sense to just have an empty slot there. The way the character select screen is designed, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. And so it makes a ton of sense for a secret character to be there. And also, now with the character slot of Goku Blue, Goku Vegeta, and Android 21 completely figured out, we know where these characters are going. We know where the four, there's going to be 4 on the left and 4 on the right, and it will make a completely filled out character select screen where all rows will have virtually the same amount. I think the top row will still have an off amount, but they squished it together enough so it looks symmetrical. Once again, it's already confirmed that you unlock her from beating the story mode, and this is because Game Informer, the people who I watched the video for explaining her moveset, and they even showed off one of her alternate colors, they already said you get her from beating the story mode. My prediction is that she's going to be a final boss character. My prediction is you have to fight her at the very end of the story mode, and then every time you beat arcade mode, I'm assuming you would have to fight her at the end, and it'll probably be a supercharged version. For those who've played Injustice 2, you'll probably have noticed that the version of Brainiac at the end is actually way stronger than the version of Brainiac if you just play him in character select, because they give him specific moves that are designed around being inside of his mothership, that basically where he has control of like these robotic tentacle things inside of the ship that attack you and they do massive damage. I think she will be powered up in a similar vein, in the sense that she might not have to absorb characters. She might be, the AI version of her might have all of her possible abilities already at her disposal that she could just whip out at any time. Also sort of similar to like something like Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat 9 and the original Mortal Kombat, where when you fight Shang Tsung, he can, instead of having to copy whoever he's fighting, he can just transform to any character briefly for like a few seconds before switching back to his normal Shang Tsung form. I think she'll be sort of like that, where she has all of her copied abilities already, and the thing is that when you play as her, it'll be more balanced in the sense that you have to copy the abilities manually. You won't just have them preset. Though she does have her own moves, that's obvious. She has a quarter forward of physical, a quarter back physical. I believe her copy ability is her quarter forward X. And of course she has a level 1 super, and where she like shoots lasers across the ground that make explosions. It's sort of similar to Nappa's super. Also similar to like what the androids do in the anime with their eye lasers, where they just destroy the ground in front of them. And of course she has 2 level 3s, because she's an important character, which means she's going to have 2 level 3s. Her ground level 3 is where she turns them into candy and takes a bite out of them. And her air level 3 is this air combo that kind of reminds me of something like Wesker from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, or maybe even something like Spider-Man from all the Marvel games, where she flies all over the screen attacking you. Here's what you need to know about it. It's a level 3 and it does massive damage. All level 3s do massive damage. That's what you need to know about them. It doesn't really matter what she does. But it's like an aerial combo where she like just flies over the screen and hits you. So, and to activate it, I think she flies at them. I don't know if she just like flies at you basically, but it's probably best used up close, so that way you can seal the deal right there. Especially considering people can tech out of air. So Android 21. What are my real thoughts on Android 21 here? She's definitely a girlier character than what we're used to. And I'm not saying, first of all, right now, there's only one girl in the entire game. And it's not that I think that that's a problematic thing. It's not that I think like SJW shit or whatever. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. I just think that I don't care that there's only one girl in the game because it's Dragon Ball Z and they can't just make stuff up. But there will be another girl in the form of Khalifa or Khalifa. I don't know, the fusion of kale and cauliflower. She will be in the game for sure as DLC. Not yet, but I'm very positive she will come in the form of DLC. Down the road. I mean, Super was just announced to be ending in March, and so the arc against Jiren should be ending probably sometime next month. But either way, we've already seen everything we're going to see of Kale and Khalifa. We've seen everything of them. So that fused Saiyan girl, I really want to see her in the game. I feel like she would be perfect for the game. And then, of course, we'd have more female characters anyway. So 18 is a really good female character because she's not super sexual like a lot of characters in waifu culture can be, but she is cute and cool. And that's why guys like her and why girls identify as her. And that's something that is important. Is when you want to make a female character, guys will like female characters who are very sexual, but that doesn't mean every girl will identify with her. Now, some girls might, but it probably won't be nearly as much as, like if you made it just a cool character. Almost everyone loves 18. Android 18 is a universally beloved character because she's really cool, really strong, and just cool. Like, she's cool, cute, strong. That's what we need to know about 18. And she likes Krillin, and that makes her, like, sweet. So there's, like, a nice side to her, too. I think everyone likes 18 a lot. And I think Android 21 is going to be there for the people who like the more girlier aesthetic. Sort of similar to the SNK Tag Team Frenzy game coming out soon with the girls characters. That game has like a really cutesy style that some people fetishize. Some men fetishize this cutesier style, but then other girls just kind of like the cutesy stuff. They like the Lolita culture. They like the sweets. Like, she turns characters into cupcakes and donuts and stuff. She turns them into damn macaroons. Everyone's been saying cupcakes. They're macaroons, guys. I know not everyone knows what a macaroon is. I know not everyone has had the high-class delicacies in life like I have, but it's a macaroon, guys. It's not a damn cupcake. It's just got icing and sprinkles on it, which just means it's a really fancy macaroon. And why wouldn't it be? She made a macaroon out of a laser. If you could make food out of laser beams, you would make some fucking gourmet-ass shit. You wouldn't make some sloppy-looking-ass crap. That stuff's hard to make in real life for a reason. But if you can do it with magical laser beams, then hell yeah, you're going to make a fucking nice-ass gourmet macaroon with sprinkles on it and fucking whipped cream on top. I bet you it's the best fucking macaroon she's ever had in her life. But either way, that's her level 3, where she turns characters into sweets and eats them. Sometimes it's macaroons, sometimes it's donuts. I'm assuming in the full game, it'll be different depending on which character they do it to. It might not be unique for every single character. I think I've already got confirmation that if you do it to Goku, and you do it to Goku Black, they're both chocolate donuts. So I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work yet, but either way, that's a thing, right? So, what else can we say about Android 21? Oh, she has a tail. I don't know how I feel about the tail. It looks kind of weird, because Boo doesn't have a tail. And the fact that she's an android doesn't mean she needs a tail. So why does she have a tail? Maybe she infuses with maybe she becomes a Boo character because she fuses with Kid Boo. but maybe she also fuses with Frieza, which gives her a tail. And maybe in order to do this, she has to fuse with Cell to become something. Mainly because if they didn't include Cell, it would be weird. But maybe her story is that she fuses with the three major villains of Dragon Ball Z, Frieza, Cell, and Buu. That could make sense. That could work. But what I actually think is the most likely scenario for her origin is that because she's a scientist, she experiments with making herself stronger. And I think she will figure out that if she fuses with Buu's DNA, or, yeah, turn herself into a Buu-style creature, then she will become even more powerful. And I think that's what the story's going to be. Either that, or she'll be completely corrupted by like a Buu style thing, like Kid Buu will fuse with her or something, and that's how she'll be. But you know, I kind of think that if she has a tail, I kind of want Kid Buu, Frieza, and Cell to all three fuse with her. I think that'd be a really cool idea. But then of course it would make less sense when Frieza, Buu, and Cell fight her. But they probably only wouldn't fight her if you're playing. They'd only fight her if you're playing arcade or versus mode. Probably wouldn't do it in the actual story mode. So I don't know. Either way, very happy. It's not that the game definitely does need more female characters, and this female character adds something to the variety of the female characters that Kale and Android 18 are not going to bring to the table. 18 is, you know, cool, calm, collected. Kale is kind of like a female. They're like, it's like Kale and Cauliflower fused. It's like female Brawly and female Goku. You know, like they're hot-headed and they're like meatheads. They're like muscle-bound, ripped chicks. You know, and a lot of people love them. A lot of people love those two girls. I like them, but they're not like my favorite girls of all of Dragon Ball Z. You know, but as female fighters, hell yeah, I would love to see them included, and they're powerful as hell too, and they have green hair. Hell yeah, dude! Like, the more diverse the characters look, the better. The more crazy the roster looks, the better. And that's what another thing I like about this Android 21 character. It's another Buu style character, but it's a female Buu, so she looks a lot different from regular Buu. And Majin Buu and Kid Buu look a lot different from each other as well. And those guys all look very different compared to the other cast of characters. So let's say you use one Saiyan character, Goku or Gohan or Vegeta or something. Then you use one alien-style character like Frieza or Ginyu, maybe even an android like Cell, because Cell has like green skin, or like Piccolo, you know, someone who's not human. And then you use like a Buu character. Your team is going to have a very diverse look to it. And that's what I want here. I want the game to have more characters who look different from each other. And I know that's funny because in Dragon Ball Z, a lot of characters wear an orange gi, and a lot of characters have yellow spiky hair. But after playing the beta and seeing all the color schemes, I'm very confident that you'll be able to make some really diverse and interesting looking characters. Even if you want them wearing the same colors, they will still look a lot different from each other, and I really like that. I really like what they're doing here with the look. So, my thoughts on Android 21. At the end of the day, the conclusion is, yes, I love it. I'm totally down with it. The fact that she's Majin is exciting. It's different and new. It makes her seem more powerful, because I didn't see her as much of a threat as just Android 21, unless she just had really powerful strength. But this makes her way more intimidating. Some people like the look to it aesthetically. I like it not in a sexual way. I like it as a menacing way, intimidation way. I think she's a scary villain, and that's cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see Android 21 in action, especially in her Majin form. And really, I'm just excited to see the game's story mode. I will be releasing a video soon about my thoughts on the beta. And I will try to do that before the game is out. We have some time now. And then, of course, when the game is out, I will be streaming the story mode. And probably won't stream the whole thing. Probably just stream a little bit of it, because I just want to enjoy the game myself. But I do want to share in some of the excitement of the beginning of the game with you guys. Especially if you guys who haven't pre-ordered the game yet, or who have... who won't be able to play right away or anything like that. So I have it digitally pre-ordered. I will be playing it the second it comes out. I'll probably stream story. Story mode will probably be the first thing I do, but I'll also look around the menus and check out everything before I play, of course. So yes, I'm very excited for this game. I have not been this excited for a game in a long time, or even a movie in a long time. I'm so pumped up for this. I'm so glad this is happening. It took them a while to make a really powerful traditional fighting game, but they're doing it, man. And man, I just love it so much. So here's to Dragon Ball FighterZ, guys.